clap, Guardians, clap. Jose. What a big day from our man. He started off, he bookended it with a home run in the 8th to win the game. This game felt sloppy at times. Logan Allen did not have his best stuff. Weird error by Quan. Quan's in a weird funk right now. But Jose carried the day, lifted after having a quiet week last week, came back, felt this was coming, bang. Great job by him today. Man's or no. Also had a home run this game. It wasn't the cleanest, but the Guardians got to win. That's a great sign on a day where they didn't have their best. I love Jose, so do I. J-Ram is a GOAT. Given guards clapping. Wow, that was awesome. Guards clapping. Kate Smith. Guy is like a surgeon. Doesn't need a lot of scalping, does he? LB Brown's just in, out, gone. Great to see LB Browns as always. Jose out of his funk. Yes, he is. Funny, Mr. Wonderful B. Cato says, funny J-Ram hits better when Andre isn't with the team. B. Cato can't comment on that, but great to see you as always. Jose will get another 30 for 30. Yes, he will. Another one-run game. Again, just keep winning. Just keep winning games. Put pressure on the Yanks. Put pressure on the Kitty Cats. Just keep grinding it out. The Guardians have to win these games this week. I talked about in the Morning Cup of Cleveland. The Braves and the Marlins are sub 500. After this week, the schedule doesn't get impossible like it was in June and in July, but my God, it gets a lot tougher. Dad, that was nasty, wasn't it? That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, Class A who from Tom Billman. Guardians clapping, Johnny Potter. Guardians clapping. That was fun. That was a fun win tonight. And again, get these wins. The Rangers are coming. The Red Sox in Boston. Seattle comes to Cleveland. A lot of games with the Rays. A lot of games with the Kitty Cats. There's a lot more of some hilly games coming up. Winning 4 out of 6, winning 5 out of 6 is really important this week. Marlins are tougher than Atlanta. B. Cato. I don't trust the record of the Braves. I know what you're saying, but I'll say this too. I think the Braves are still a good enough ball club where they can win a game. Indians 1344, great to see you, my friend. Arias had some weird plays. He did have a strange game, but they won. He had some strange moments. I agree. See, Morgan Keats is listening to me. A win is a win is a win. Just a W, right, girl? That's right. Need help from the Twins and Sox against the Tigers and Yanks? Yes, we do. And hopefully we get some soon. Again, just keep stacking wins. Browns go to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Let's see how that goes with 2 practice simulations going on Wednesday, Thursday. I completely agree with you, A-Train. Thank you. I was going to forget that. I am so tired. I want to see Cephas. I want to see Cephas. I don't want to see Nolan Jones right now. You know, bro. Home run pitch. That's right, baby. Brandon, you're welcome. I sat Jose in fantasy. Brandon, thank you. Oh, Brandon, that was funny. Thank you. Build the damn statue. Seriously, guys, unbelievable. Sox and Twins ain't going to do us no favors. We'll have to see. I mean, fingers crossed. Sox and Tigers, I don't have any hope. The Twinkies might win a game in the Bronx. Hopefully he does. Tellez, got to be great. Confirmed Sam. B. Cato sounds like Dylan is starting on Saturday. And Joy says, B. Cato, who is your quarterback? I would go with Flacco and put Sanders at the 2 spot. I think it's kind of obvious at this point, Mike, but they want to give every chance they can to Gabriel. I would not keep picking around much longer simply because I think Flacco's plenty with the 2 rookies. I agree with you. We need a Jose statue. I like to see Fry play too. God, I want to see Fry play. I really do. Indians 1344. I agree, my friend. Yeah, I agree with you. Nolan Jones, it's just, I think he brings the energy down. I really do. I think Cafe has brought energy. I think he brings it down. I really do. This postseason pushes on. It happened starting 2 weeks ago. I agree with you. I want fried food in my life, Morgan Keats. I want my guy Fry. Now, Jose, Justin Kling, Texas, great to see you. You know home run pitch, bro. Watson is throwing LB Browns. This Deshaun Watson. It's not. The Browns don't do a good job of handling exit strategies. Someone needs to talk to Deshaun and say, hey, you got to take a back seat right now. Him playing and all these warm-up things is distracting. I didn't even love the fact he was in Carolina. I guess they have to because he's still on the team. But the way that they talk about him in the offseason sounds like he was going to be gone. There he is, just floating around. I think Deshaun Watson needs to go in the back pages in a training room somewhere in Siberia. I'll be shocked if Flacco plays more than half of these games. Well, that's a different story. The start of the season is one thing. Who's going to end the season is a different thing. So I understand your point. This is why Vogt needs to go. He's not a good manager. A-Train, I think Vogt has some struggles with his managing. I'm going to reference this again. The Athletic did a poll among players. Vogt was ranked really highly by players who are not on the Guardians. They really like Vogt. They want to play for Vogt. Players want to play for Vogt. We got to keep that in mind with him. But he does do some frustrating things. But players love him. And that has value. You can't go, oh, it doesn't have any value. That has value. When your players like you and other players and other teams like you, that has value. I don't know what that means yet for Vogt. I like some of the things Vogt does. There's other days he drives me crazy. The Nolan Jones thing, is that Vogt? Is that the organization? I'm not sure. His pulling a pitcher with 2 outs and relief drives me crazy. He does that a lot. That's on Vogt. Nolan is a solid defender, though. Sam, I don't agree with that either. I think Nolan Jones is a very average defender. He's been better as of late. He was slipping and sliding all over the place. Tellez Browns might get their ass kicked by the Bills this season. Oh, boy. Are we really there already? Fry guy every freaking day. Agree with you, Just Kelly Craig. Great to see you. Lucky they won with 7 walks, 2 errors. It was a sloppy game, Damian, but they got the win. Who does Fry replace? He should be playing DH, and Manzardo should be playing first. The problem is, Sam, Manzardo doesn't play good defense. He's terrible defensively. It's so obvious what they need to do, but Manzardo can't play first defensively. I will be to Irish Law. I will be there Friday, and I'm going to more than likely be there for the Thursday game, too. I'll be there for the pregame outside of the that little area there between Rocket Mortgage and Progressive. I'll be there pre and post, and I will be there again for the Marlins game. 99% sure about the Marlins game. I know I'll be there Friday night for the Braves game. I want Vogt gone if CJ isn't starting tomorrow. Oh, boy. He can watch from home, says Morgan. Well, everybody's done with Nolan Jones. Why the fuck is CJ off 2 days in a row? Again, I can't say I agree with everybody. I don't have an explanation for that, so I don't think it's the right move. Nice guys finished last, says B. Cato. Jones sucks. He does. I agree. Bad idea, trade for Nolan Jones. It was. That Freeman's having a really good year for Colorado. And he looked really good when he played in Cleveland. Manzardo can't pick a ball out of the dirt. Again, that's the problem. It's so obvious that the Guardians want to put Manzardo at first base and DH Fry. They can't do that. Why? Manzardo can't play defensively first base. It's a big problem. Quan has been struggling since the deadline. Mr. Wonderful, I agree with you. Bazana at AAA for the possible September call-up soon. I thought about that the other day. They have him rising. We'll see what happens with Bazana. I think it's great to see him at AAA, though. That means he's getting close. My comment was for Watson, says Morgan Keats. Yes, he needs to go. Again, it's uncomfortable watching Watson on the sideline right now. I think they need to put him somewhere deep into the locker room and not to be seen. I think it's distracting. I think it is very distracting. And him even making warm-up throws, that's just tempting fate to put his ass in the game, which would be a very bad idea. Manzardo needs some serious defensive improvement. Reminder, I brought this up. Others have too. Santana really struggled at first when he first came up here. And 13 and 14, he struggled playing first. He had a terrific turnaround at 15. Same could be said here. How's Josh Naylor doing? LB Brown's having a really good year for Seattle. Sacconi's been good, so you can't complain so much about that deal, but gosh, we'd love to have Josh Naylor. think the Nolan Jones thing is the front office knowing it was a bad trade. I agree with you, Damian. I think there's a lot of pressure to play him. Super Bowl prediction, Bills versus Philly. See, I don't agree with that at all. Actually, Telez, if I had a Super Bowl prediction right now, I would say Browns-Giants. I tease, I kid. If I had a Super Bowl prediction right now, I'll go something a little wild. Chiefs. I know everybody's like, boo. But I would go with the Chiefs. Old standard. Old yeller. I actually go Chiefs and Eagles. It wouldn't surprise me. Jones sucks, says Tom. Deshaun is Sanders' mentor. Yikes. Is that deep in the locker room? I mean deep. Katie, like, in the dark, they lost the key, and he's like, get me out. Like that kind of stuff. Is that pitcher means he's going to play? I'm not sure what I understand your question, Damian, there. Why the fuck is Nolan Jones getting playing time? Boy, everybody's on it tonight, and I agree. Bills are choke artists. I agree. I don't believe in the Bills. I don't believe in the Bills at all. I would not look. The Browns are going to go Super Bowl. The Lions winning would be a nice thing. I like Rust Belt cities winning. I don't know why. I have a soft spot for Buffalo, even though I don't root for them. I don't care if they lose or win, but them winning doesn't bother me. That said, I don't see any one of those teams making it. I do see a repeat of Chiefs-Eagles. I know everybody's like, boring, but hey, that's what I believe. How did you get to the MLB and you can't pick a ball out of the dirt? I don't know, Justin. Kling tattoos. And Zardo's defense is infuriating. One of the pitchers we picked up in the offseason that was hurt, I think his last name was Means. Oh, yes. He's coming back in September, which we're almost there now. But that's been a whole, Damian, his whole plot to come back was always September. So we're getting close to that. I've heard nothing about Means lately. Jones will get a meaningless hit in the eye. I agree with you, Tom. And he gets walks late in the game, too, which drives me crazy, which is not a bad thing for the team. All right, the Guardians win. They do what they had to do. Again, Philly, Cleveland, Browns tomorrow, and Philly. They have not said anything about Means, Damian's right, which is very odd. Because they were talking him up a lot in June, and in July and August, that they've really pumped the brakes and updates. Same with Trevor Stephan. There you go. Mikado, Mr. Wonderful, heard he's throwing bullpen session tomorrow. I've not heard that. But it's Mr. Wonderful, so it's got to be right. There you go. But I would love to see Means up here soon. He's a good pitcher. He really is. Mikato's really good with that stuff. He's a negative Nelly. But he's our Mr. Wonderful. I've been asking why no Jones is in our lineup. I'm forever confused about this. Both said that on the pregame show. I missed the pregame show tonight. BK as I was working. I agree with you, Katie. I want to read her line again. I've been asking why no Jones is in our lineup. I am too. I don't understand it. He is not good defensively. He is not a good bat. I love the energy Cave has brought to the lineup. Put him back in there. See you guys all here tomorrow. At least Kaylee asked them the question. There you go. It's true. It's true. I'm glad to hear that. They need to ask those questions. Steven is topping out at 90 miles per hour. Yeah, well, the Stefan, I get the feeling Stefan's going to be coming back next year because at this point, I don't know why you'd bring Stefan. I mean, you have to bring in like a Trevor Stephan up, I really believe, as a reliever like in the next few days. I really do. Like, you can't have a reliever just suddenly show up in September. Like, that's weird. Because those are high leverage situations. So, I guess you see Stefan next year. I just don't see him playing this year. We're all confused. Front office is pressure to play him. I agree. Why don't beat reporter ask hard questions? I think the simple question is to Stephen Vogt, and you ask it neutrally. You know, who do you like right now, Kafis or Jones and Wright? I would love to hear what he had to say. I'm praying for the Browns to get Manning and Jeremiah Smith in future drafts. Jeremiah Smith is an absolute stud. He is a wonderful player. And my God, if the Buckeyes had wonderful wide receivers, the latest was Harrison. Jeremiah Smith, I think, is the best. It's amazing. From Smith and Jigba, I mean, they've had so many recently in the last 5-6 years who are studs, absolute studs. Jeremiah Smith, I think, is best. It's unbelievable. It does. They do weird things. Andy, the next beat reporter. That's right. Get on my hat. Getting my, what is that thing called? The fedora. Drafting Caleb Downs next year would be amazing. Wide receiver university. Trade Gabriel. It really is. Trade Gabriel to Rams for a second rounder. Irish Law. I would love for that to happen, actually. It won't, though. But I'd love for that to happen. Okay. I got to go. Have a good night, everybody. Be back here tomorrow for more fish and guards and a lot of Browns and Eagle stuff. We don't. And by the way, I'm doing a lot of landlines, gambling videos coming out this week. We don't want any Ohio State players to end up in jail. My God, B. Cato. Woo! I mean, they've had some players in prison, but my God. That's a rough statement. I don't agree with it. Damian, high-five and beat Cato on the way out of the room. Trade Roman Gabriel to the Rams. Well, that would be great. All right. Logan Allen left. Yeah, well, D-Bag, they're trying to stretch out their starters because they have a lot of games coming up where they can't be using their bullpen as much. Here's a good point, Andy. A lot of them have made it there. Damian, they've had a lot of issues with that, yes. But I got to be honest with you, Ohio State does not stick out as a university or a team that has a lot of people in prison. I mean, they really don't. I can point to Miami in the 80s. I can point to other things that happened that I'm like, okay, a lot of players in trouble and whatnot. Ohio State's had some trouble, sure, with kids in the law. But my God, I mean, Georgia's had this issue. My God, I mean, they had several issues in the last 2 years. I mean, so Georgia and Ohio State, like, you're not going to draft any Bulldogs? You're not going to draft any Buckeyes? That's crazy. That's crazy. Andy, when are you going to those games? I'm going to be there Friday night for sure. Pre-game, post-game at Progressive. I'll be right there in that middle corridor between Prague and Rocket. Junkins looks good. I mean, B. Cato, the Junkins situation is a disaster. So Thursday, Friday. Cavs are going 82-0. Oh, my God, it'd be great. B. Cato just trying to rise. Oh, of course he was. I wouldn't say not to draft him. I'm just saying B. Cato wasn't wrong. I like what M. Telez is saying. And Miles speeding is actually annoying. D-Bag, I don't get annoyed by speeding things as many other people do. I really don't. But I'm not saying it's a good thing either. I just, next story. When are the fellas going to understand Ohio State? The Ohio Highway Patrol does not play around. Colin, they don't, and you got to take the speeding thing seriously, especially when you're on the turnpike. They will pull you over quickly. Have a good night, everybody. Be back here tomorrow for more guards, fish, little Browns, little everyone's. That's my point, Damien. I speed. We all speed. I can't. Do I go 100 miles per hour? No. But do I speed? Of course I do. We all do. My God. I mean, look at society as a whole. We all speed. So that's why I like a speeding ticket. Andy, can you let us know when you plan on going to other games inside this week? I know, Katie. I'm going to try to go to some games around Labor Day. Only on the news causing smiles. I agree with you about that too, Damien. That's why I kind of shrug my shoulders. I'm like, look, it's not good, but it's not a story. It's not a story. Katie, I'm going to try to go, let me look real quick. Hold on, Katie. Let me do something for you just real quick, and I got to go. Sally got to go. Let me see something. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's see. Of course they don't. Okay, Katie, I might be going to the Friday before Labor Day, which would be on the 29th. 29th. Andy likes to tell us the day so we don't get to see. Damien, you're funny. I'm thinking I'm going to be there for sure. I have talk about a busy fucking week, by the way. Busy fucking week. I got to do a whole film shoot on the August 27th. Then I want to do something at Fairview Tavern on the 28th for a gambling show. And then I'll go to the game on the 29th before I go back to, life. Have a good night, everybody. Again, gambling videos, landlines, more stuff with Philly and Cleveland, They practice tomorrow. Guards, fish tomorrow. Have a good night. Take care. Goodbye.